I sold drugs from 13 to 26. So I'm starting to sell indoor with this guy named Chad DeBox. He actually just passed away. My buddy, one of my best friends, goes, hey, man, I'm in a culinary school. This guy wants to buy 2 pounds. But I go, I'm just going to go to Chad, get him to front it to me. I'll go down, sell it, come back up, get the money. So we're driving down, smoking blunts, having a great time going to Stockton. Sacramento, Stockton's like 45 minutes, 35, whatever. It depends how fast we're going. And we pull up into a parking spot. It's a real parking spot. 2 hedges on both sides, right? Right when we unlock the doors, 2 dudes come out and put pistols to the both of sides of our heads. And they go, you know what time it is. That's all they said. They go, you know what time it is. And I was like, I know exactly what fucking time this is. This is time for me to give you all the weed that I have and deal with that later, right? We leave. Somber drive home. Not the best day in the world.
Just turning down that third eye blind you were listening to. Yeah.
Silence. Driving home. We're sad.
He's like, you want to put on the new Coldplay? You're like, yeah, maybe.
So I'm feeling yellow. I'm feeling pretty yellow right now. We're like, okay, that sucked, man. Whatever. And then I get a phone call, and it's Chad. And he goes, so how's it going? When can I expect my money? I go, dude, I just got robbed. And he goes, okay, I don't believe you. I think you're stealing my stuff. This is scary, dude. We used to go to these parties. He would be like, hey, can you take me to this party? And I'm like, okay, yeah. It was always like a shitty South Sac party, right? And he would go, and he was just like beat up 4 or 5 people. I saw him beat up 4 dudes at one time. He's 6'8", huge dude.
Yeah, fuck.
Beat the shit out of everybody, and then I drive him home. It was a very weird time in my life, right? So then he goes, I think you're lying to me. I go, I'm not, dude. I swear to God, I've dealt with you for probably 5-6 years at this time. He goes, no, you're trying to rob me. I'm going to go to your parents' house right now. And when he's going to my parents' house, he's not going to tell on me.
No.
He's like going to set a fire. I want to set a fire. So I go, I have to go. So I go, I never said that parents' fire before. So I drive by and he's there. He's down the street with when your car's on, so just the little orange lights on the front and the back. Very menacing.
Yeah.
I go there and I pick him up. He goes, and I go inside. And I go, hey man, because I still want to deal with him too, because he's also my plug, because I got other stuff I'm doing. This wasn't my only thing. I got people hitting me up all the time for weed. And since I'm now in the hole with him, he doesn't want to give me more weed.
Of course not.
And the people I'm buying from don't want the outdoor weed I was buying up there. So I'm like, hey man, I've been dealing with you a long time. The better you do is the better I do, because then I get better prices. I've never really tried to fuck you over. How can I do this? And he goes, okay, you're going to have to give me a couple. How much money do you have? He goes, here's $1,000. Bam, goes down to $3,000. He goes, okay, we got a couple jobs you're going to have to do for me. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I can eat ice cream anytime you want. I can find the ingredients thing. He goes, no, you're going to have to find me a couple places to rob, like grow houses. And I'm like, okay, I know a grow house you can rob. What was it was like 2 more jobs. So then I had to drive this dude around while he broke into grow houses. And these aren't like the cool ones now, like where you're like, there's fucking LED lights and all this cool shit. Nah, this was like an 80-year-old dude who I was plumbed on his house and knew he had a grow thing in the back. And then so he would break it down. He would kick in the door. Like, this dude was so big and strong. He'd kick in the door, do it, and run, and have to peel out and go. I had to do so much shit for him. Oh, that's the story that I'm forgetting. So he goes, okay, we did that one, right? He goes, okay, that's $1,000 off, which was kind of bullshit because he stole probably 15 plants, which is more than $1,000, right? And then I came to.
You were like, actually, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I've done the math, and
I'll stay in the back. This was the big one. He goes, hey, okay. He goes, come over to my house, right? And his house was always, it was weird. It was a weird house always, because there's always like grow rooms in like 3 of the rooms, so the lighting was weird. There's always a box of purses, because he hung out with this one guy that would rob old women and steal their purses. And there's always a couple of guns. But for some reason, I just thought this was like normal. For some reason, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to my buddy Chad's, pick up loose drugs.
I mean, he was your associate.
Yeah, he was my kind of like a boss. So then I get there. He goes, okay, man. So I paid him $1,000. I gave him like 2 plates. I gave him my kind of a rival drug dealer in my neighborhood's house to hit because I found out where he lived. And then I did this other one. He goes, okay, this is the last one you're going to have to do. And he brings out this fucking taser. And I remember how it was like, this one's like more intense than the police one. If you ever heard a taser, like the bad ones, it goes like, when he hits it, it's like, right?
And he was like, Steve, now you know I love the show Jackass.
yeah. I was like, are you gonna tase me for $1,000? I was like, fuck, I guess.
1,000 tasers.
Like taking off my pants. He goes, no, you're gonna have to tase this guy.
Which guy?
And I'm like,
guy?
I know. I'm like, okay, that could go anywhere. Very open-ended question.
Yeah.
So you guys know, like, you ever go to like a poor people's apartment complex where it's kind of like all outdoors?
Yeah.
Like you go down, there's like a concrete path in the middle.
Yeah, it's a little community. It's like its own little mini city.
Yeah. So it's exactly like that. So, and like, I've lived in there. I don't mean it negatively. Poor people, just where poor people live. So he goes, okay, there's going to be a T right here. Boom. Some steps go down. There's going to be a straight line here. And so it's like this, right? Straight line here. He goes, there's going to be a guy walking past you. You're going to sit on the stairs. And, I'm looking at my phone playing fucking Snake or some shit. He's like, don't look obvious. I'm sitting there on the ground, on the thing. He goes, when this guy walks past you, he's going to have a Louis Vuitton duffel bag.
Oh, fuck.
All you got to do right when he passes you is tase him right here and kind of like the not the upper butt. Yeah,
in
like
the,
a kidney right there.
In the wait on the left side specifically, or
like here, like so, like he's walking past me here, and I go like that, right?
Yeah.
And he says, once you do that, I want you to take off, run straight because it's a T. So I'm here, and he goes, run that way, just run as fast as you can, and we'll get you. And I'm like, and he's like, and then you're done, then we're square. And I'm
just got to tase this guy and then
tase this guy. That's all I got to do.
Sprint for your life.
Yeah, he's not going to park in front of my parents' house or do any weird shit. Or we're going to be done, right? And I'm like, okay. This is South Sac, too. It's like pretty hood shit out there. So I'm sitting down, fucking playing Snake. I see the guy coming out my peripheral. He's walking. Goes right in front of me. I tag him. Dude just fucking dolphins, falls down like boom, like that, right? Duffel bags by his arm. He's just kind of like shaking. I'm like, it's not like I'm tasing everybody every fucking Thursday. I'm like kind of freaked out, right?
Of course.
And then, so there's the T, right? I'm supposed to run this way, but there's a thing here. There's this black kid running like fucking full speed at me, 440 motherfucking all state wide out coming at me, and I'm kind of still sitting at the things. I'm like, fuck, this is the guy's bodyguard. We're in his like complex,
Yeah, in his orbit in some way.
In his orbit, he knows people here. I'm about to fucking die. The kid comes right up to me. I'm like, I got the taser ready. He runs, picks up the bag, and takes off that way. Gets in a car, and then I see the other car pull up there. I run straight, and then we
subdivided the job.
Yeah, it was really he had a great plan.
He really did.
It was a great plan. But yeah, that was the shitty part about dealing drugs. But a lot of it was pretty fun, honestly.
So after that, you get in the car, and he's like, all right, man, we're good. And you just go back to regular other business.
It's like, you want to go get a fucking Frosty or something? Everything's cool now. And it was like, done.